Heyo guys, my name is BetaEtaDelota, and today we'll be talking about the species of the furry fandom, the series dedicated to informing you guys about the need-to-know information on different furry fandom species. Okay, I know we technically wrapped things up once we finished Manokits, but since things kind of fell through with the creator of the species and the quote-unquote final installment of the series, I didn't really want to leave things off on a sour note, aka leaving the fandom and consumer fraud. That just doesn't sit well in general. Also, I think I missed one or two of the common fandom species, or really lesser known species that you guys have happily pointed out to me, so I decided to cover one of them in this video. But with regards to the future of this series, I'm just going with it based on what really comes up and which species people seem to really be enjoying at the time. Or in this case, more videos on Protogens, like so many to the point where this is the new furry IRL. If there's one furry species that has taken over a subreddit, it's gotta be Protogens. But I digress. Today we'll be talking about a furry fandom species that's covered in floof, filled with love, and for some reason reminds me of the Wicker Man, the Wickerbeast. I'm not kidding, that's the first thing I actually thought of when this thing was mentioned to me. I originally concluded that it was some sort of wood furry hybrid from Teen Titans, or that weird Yu-Gi-Oh card that no one used, yet the design was cool because no one uses normal cards, it's just effect cards. Also, Cyber Dragon is best archetype, but apparently there's a lot more to the Wickerbeast species than just the name. I mean, they look like they give the best hugs. Also, look at those thighs and all that floof. Them thighs. So today, let's talk about Wickerbeasts, including how they came to be, their common physical traits, and how eventually you can get one of your very own. So to start things off, Wickerbeasts were first created as a concept character back in 2014 by the artist known as DaemonLady. Demon? I can't enunciate for the life of me. The first concept design was originally a nameless vent character whose sole purpose was to eat and destroy everything, but with eventual fleshing out through different art pieces and illustrations, they became the first Wickerbeast known as, well, Wicker. And similarly to most new character designs or creatures, Wicker became a big hit, and Damon used that opportunity as a means of sharing their creation with the world. And so, Wicker was officially extended into the species known as the Wickerbeast. In terms of the species backstory or lore, Wickerbeasts were first created as a standalone species, so they aren't really a hybrid of two common animals, just its own thing with a mix of a troll-like body posture and some serpent-like features. And they're part of a pretty massive universe that Damon put together known as Osova. It's a bit comprehensive and kind of deviates from the topic of the Wickerbeast species, so I'll let you guys read about the universe on your own. But what you should know is that Wickerbeasts were seen as sort of the outcasted monster species that roamed around the world of Osova. Osava? I'm really trying here, guys. Despite their rather scary and monstrous appearance, they're actually pretty sweet creatures with rather high intellect. Of course, most of you guys probably see past the edge and scariness and focus more on their rather adorable physical features, such as their floofy mane, backward-facing ears similar to the Manokit, big claws for fingers, pointed mouth, and their long thick tails, which also can have floof on it, and I'm just an absolute sucker for big floofy tails. It's like a huggable body pillow, but it's a tail. I'm having a galaxy brain moment, but like, oh, they're so nice. No wonder I love skunksonas. Apparently Wickerbeasts are also adept in the field of alchemy, which is pretty cool. They can make me a healing potion or the most bomb-ass tomato soup I've ever had. Or I guess they can resurrect my mom from the dead. I watch too much anime, can you tell? Now the creator wanted to add a certain level of variety and customization to the Wickerbeast species, so they decided to add in 4 different types. You have the standard Wickerbeast, which just has the basic works. Usual rules, pretty straightforward, all around adorable. You have the King Beast, which are the big boys with larger claws, big ears, and more floof. This one has to be my personal favorite, if I must say. Again, sucker for the tail floof and mane floof. I know there's a whole debate between maws and paws and maybe ears and tails. I'm team tails. I don't care what anyone says. I'm happy with my decisions. You have the Swamp Beasts, which are more of the aquatic-based Wickerbeast with small web claws and toes, a thinner and less bulky build, and an alligator-like tail with scales or spines. So basically Dingodile if it was its own separate FURSONA species. Ah, Dingodile. What a cutie. And finally, you have the Rogue Wickerbeasts, which are the little baby mans of the Wickerbeast species, sporting a smaller overall build, no horns, and little mane hair. These 4 types all have the same common physical traits and features sharing amongst one another, but small differences between the subspecies exist to create more variety in how people might want to customize their own. Which that's the next thing on our list, how to make your own Wickerbeast. So Wickerbeasts are a completely open species, meaning anyone can make one if they'd like. You just have some minor rules to follow which are really only there to keep things on track for how a Wickerbeast should look. The rules pretty closely relate to what each physical trait is for the species, including pupilless eyes, backwards facing ears, 4-hand claws, some form of mane, and a rectangular or boxed muzzle. I think horns are required, but that might be an optional trait that exists only in certain species, and hybrids are also a bit complicated with what's allowed and what isn't, but mostly just stay away from adding wings or feathers to your Wickerbeast. This is so there isn't any confusion with the species being mixed up with the Dutch Angel Dragon, as they kinda look a bit similar, but that's not really a big thing. And another Another small thing, well, not really a small thing, to not follow is the Furvilla guidelines or anything close to it. Furvilla Wickerbeasts aren't canon at all, and are really just considered fox or wolf hybrids to the original Wickerbeast species. Because I did have the same issue when I put together this video, or that's the first thing that came up on Google, and I was a bit confused. So there's your answer for that. In the end, just stick to the basic rule set and you should be fine with making your own. That's kind of the special thing about the Wickerbeast species and how it was made available to everyone. There isn't really an exclusive or best type of Wickerbeast. It's all just one species and no one is unique besides the original. I think if that. The open availability and lack of my Wickerbeast is best Wickerbeast allows for a lot of variety in what people are actually able to make, which honestly, I respect that. Overall, the Wickerbeast is a fun and cute species. It was put together from raw emotion and passion and transformed into something the community loves. At the end of the day, they're big cute doggos with thick thighs and a lovable design, and I think Damon made the right call with trying to keep the species as open and accessible as possible. If you're interested in learning more about the Wickerbeast species, whether it be the backstory to each type or the lore of their universe, or if you just want the proper diagrams for making your own, the link to the official Wickerbeast website will be down in the description for you to view at your own pleasure. But on that note, thank you all for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments as always. I'd like to give a big thank you to Damon for helping me out with this video through supplying me with a plethora of information and resources and just all around being very sweet and friendly. As for the future of this Furry Fandom species series, I guess it more so relies on what you guys want and where you want to take it in the future. If you have a species you want me to cover in the next installment, God forbid there is one, please let me know in the comments or feel free to reach out to me on Twitter. It's my most active social media, so you should totally go and follow me if you haven't already. On a final note, if you want to support these videos or really anything I do on here in the future, feel free to check out my Patreon, which is linked below. We also have a new patron-only Discord server if you want to join that. It's literally just $1 a month to join. The people there are amazing and I highly recommend it. But regardless of what you're able to do or what you aren't able to do, I greatly appreciate you all being here. Besides that, I've got nothing else. Have an awesome day, guys. And as always, stay life jacket. Take care. So sweet.
Wow, this is so amazing.
Rubbertex, you should take a commission from me for some art. Oh my god! I just hit some sick B-hops! Holy crap!
One's triple box still.
Yikes.
Jungle hopper.
Got one down, triple box. Oh, one stairs down.
One's still jungle, hop.
Two jungle.
Two jungle.
One's left 45.
One down jungle. One down jungle again. Oh, where's the other dude?
That was both of them.
You heard him, connector.
Connector.
Nice.
That's an ace.
Hey,
Wow, okay. Picked it up.
As soon as somebody called him out in his chat.